Hey, good day, folks. Welcome to another edition of Lumberjack Logic Live with your host, Neil Johnson. And I am so excited to share this news with you. Yes, Liz Cheney under criminal investigation. This is pretty exciting. I'll get into all this news. Got to mention my sponsor really quickly, though. That's Verity Metals. You can go check them out at veritymetals.com. Or just give Matt a call, actually. 480-717-9081. Again, that's 480-717-9081. Ask him about your self-storage IRA options. That's right, self-storage IRA options. If you want to go that route. Otherwise, if you just want to get some basic, Silver Eagles, things of that nature, Matt's your guy. His premiums aren't insane, and he will walk you through the process. And you will talk directly to him, okay? You will talk directly to Matt, the owner at Verity Metals, 480-717-9081. And mention my show. You can receive some free silver with a qualifying order. Matt even one time came on the show and just gave out some Silver Eagles to folks who called in. So good guy. You get a good deal there and get yourself some. I'm a big believer in this stuff, folks. I never have believed that our dollar couldn't crash. One of my best friends is a banker, and he completely thinks people are foolish to think that the dollar couldn't crash. So, anyhow, let's get into this news though. So, I'm going to take you through two steps. First we'll go into the report that the House just released, and then the actual criminal investigation of Liz Cheney. And there's a number of lies that she's told over the course of time. You guys remember the Cassidy Hutchinson testimony. This is being spearheaded, by the way, I got to mention this, by Barry Loudermilk in the House. Now, if you don't know who Barry Loudermilk is, he's also the guy who brought up the fact that the hard drive that was turned over by Benny Thompson when Republicans asked for it, I think it was over half the drive was deleted files off of that. Now, they know it's there, but there's an encrypted password that they need to break into that with. And Benny Thompson won't give it up. So Benny Thompson needs to be under criminal investigation as well. But that's beside the point. I think that they will, or maybe already have, gotten into the files on that hard drive, and they're just holding that a little closer to the vest for the time when Trump returns. This is a big deal. I mean, anything can be gotten into. These encrypted passwords can't stand forever. Anyways, do me a favor, smash that like if you would. Just hit that little thumbs up button, and do chat in with where you're from to help get this stream rolling. So I will pull this in right now. We're going to go. Kyle Becker had put this. I can bring you either to Kyle Becker, great follow on X, or right into the oversight subcommittee. But I'm just going to start here with Kyle Becker. So here are the top 10 takeaways from the bombshell new J6 interim report. So this is the report. Now, the point 10 is going to be getting into Liz Cheney, but you got to get all of this. Deleted evidence exonerating Trump and J6ers. The Pelosi-led January 6th Select Committee allegedly failed to archive significant portions of collected evidence, including over a terabyte of digital data and video recordings of witness interviews. Now, I've already kind of mentioned that, but here's the thing. It's well over a terabyte, folks. I want to say it was closer to 4 terabytes is my understanding on that, or 3. False communication to congressional leaders. On January 6th, Secretary McCarthy allegedly deceived congressional leaders by stating the D.C. National Guard was en route, while no orders had yet been communicated. This is misinformation impacted security decisions. Failures of the DoD IG report. The DoD IG published a flawed report that omitted key evidence, including fabricated details, and failed to interview critical witnesses. This undermined the integrity of the investigation into the Pentagon's dismissal of presidential orders. Again, the Pentagon dismissed presidential orders. I mean, we know that Trump had actually offered out as well, but the Muriel Bowser, the mayor of DC, had to approve the 10,000 National Guard troops. And this all kind of heads back to Pelosi. As I've followed this thing over the course of time. Many of you have followed the reports, but keep reading here. Pentagon delayed National Guard deployment. The Secretary of the Army, Ryan McCarthy, intentionally delayed the deployment of the DC National Guard on January 6th, despite receiving approval from the Secretary of Defense. The delay contributed to a slower security response. House leadership delayed National Guard deployment. Capitol Police leadership was hindered by procedural rules requiring Capitol Police Board approval for National Guard assistance, which caused delays. Now, the interesting thing about this is, see, they needed that narrative, and then they needed their stupid fence up afterwards, and the National Guard to be on site afterwards with their dumb fence that wasn't even needed. And then this is when they tell us that walls don't work because we couldn't build a border wall, but somehow a fence or wall around DC was good. They need the optics. These people are all about optics. You need to understand Nancy Pelosi's daughter is a producer. She was there with cameras that day. That was the whole punch him in the face kind of garbage. Okay. Intelligence, threat warnings ignored. Additionally, critical intelligence warnings were missed or unaddressed. The subcommittee documents that excessive political concerns over optics influenced decision-making, which compromised security preparation and response. Look, the reality is the optics they wanted were the optics they got. They weren't concerned about the optics of having the National Guard in DC. They were concerned about the optics that they wanted when they had their 26 confidential human sources in, which we just found out, was released in the report. We knew this all along. Okay, I understand that, but finally comes out in the report. Partisan agenda. The Select Committee was criticized for its partisan composition, exclusion of dissenting voices, and focusing on framing President Trump rather than addressing Capitol security failures. Of course, selective presentation of witness testimony. The Pelosi-led Select Committee. Again, if you just joined on the stream, this is right off. I'm going to just scroll right back up. So this is Kyle Becker, but this, and you can go find this on X if you want to go to Oversight Subcommittee. You can find the full report there. This is a summation of the 10 takeaways. Again, this through Kyle Becker. Use selectively edited video clips and testimony while failing to reach full video recordings of witness interviews. Okay, the Democrat Party even brought in Hollywood consultants to dramatize events. This approach limited transparency and skewed the narrative. Failure to follow House rules. Okay, fair minority party participation. They ignored all that. We knew that, covered that at the time. They basically tried to ram this narrative down our throats and then run a special on TV with the friendly media. Liz Cheney should be under criminal investigation. Evidence revealed that Representative Liz Cheney engaged in direct communications with Cassidy Hutchinson without her attorney's knowledge, raising ethical issues. This report suggests Hutchinson told at least 8 falsehoods. So let me just go to that particular post. Okay, here it is. Oversight Administration is referring Liz Cheney for criminal investigation due to her partisan activities on the J6 committee. The House Administration Subcommittee on Oversight gave its recommendation in an interim report on former Speaker Nancy Pelosi's now disbanded weaponized J6 committee. Okay, so here are the 8 key falsehoods that Liz Cheney and Cassidy Hutchinson promoted in order to smear Trump. Finding 1, President Trump did not attack his Secret Service detail at any time on January 6th. Folks, that is the biggest bunch of crap. I mean, can you honestly see a bunch of Secret Service baddies being attacked by President Donald Trump? Does that make sense to anybody out there? Just yes or no in the chat. Just curious if any of you can see. I know everybody thinks Trump is like one tough dude. He's mentally tough. I don't think he's physically strong enough to take on his security force. Okay, let's just be honest about this. It just blows my mind that was ever even presented as something legitimate. Okay, but it was. Did any of you out there buy that? I mean, what Trump, I mean, he's no spring chicken. I mean, you guys got these guys around him, these Secret Service. And he's not even, it's mentally not even where Trump would go. It's so ridiculous. Anyways, it's just so dumb. Okay. Now, I will say this much. I get excited about Liz being under criminal investigation. I am concerned of the timing of this. And so we can get into that, because why wouldn't they wait till Trump had assumed office January 20th to then do this? Okay. Look, Biden, what, you don't think Biden will pardon Liz Cheney? How many of you in my chat think that, yes, as a result of this, Biden will pardon Liz Cheney. Now, how many of you think that? Just curious. I believe that this is just going to, it was already on the table. It was already on the table. He's going to pardon her. And this is what kind of ticks me off. I mean, but don't kid yourself. Justice will still be coming. Bringing all this to the light of day is its own justice. And furthermore, do you think this is the only crimes Liz Cheney committed? What's he going to do, like some Hunter Biden type pardon and give her a 10-year clearance? I don't think so. So, anyhow, let me move on here. There was, because Trump took over the wheel of the beast and all this. He sits in the back. It's just so dumb. I mean, I can't believe. And then they ran this on the mainstream media. It reminds me of the Mike Lindell My Pillow thing with the Daily Beast, and then getting picked up by the Washington Post that he was going to parachute pillows in to the truckers in Canada, and they ran it as a story, and people actually believed it. Okay, this is kind of the same level of stupidity that President Trump tried to take over the wheel of the beast. It does not make sense in any way, shape, or form that he would even be able to do that when he's in the back of the limo. It's just, oh gosh, I can't believe people fall for this stuff. I just cannot believe it. Ah, Lord have mercy. All right, let's get back to this. There was no pre-planned, off-the-record move to the Capitol in the days leading up to January 6th. Finding 3, there is no evidence that President Trump agreed with rioters chanting, "Hang Mike Pence." In fact, folks, if you will remember, after things came out, and people were all jumping all over Mike Pence, at that time, do you know what Donald Trump said? How many of you know? Let me see in the comments. If those of you who know what was said about Mike Pence, I'm just curious. Do you guys remember what Donald Trump said about Mike Pence at that time when everybody was coming down on him? Anybody? Anybody in the chat? I'm really curious if my audience knows this. Okay. We got nothing. None of you. Oh man, come on. Somebody has to know what Donald Trump said about Mike Pence when everybody was crashing down on him. Okay. I can't remember. He said he was weak. No, none of this. Okay. Regretted his decision. That all came later. Exactly. There it is. Lisa Bailey got it. Said he's a good man. Leave him alone. Okay, so you honestly think that Donald Trump, who said Mike Pence was a good man and leave him alone, was going to then say, "Hang Mike Pence"? It is exactly, Denise. He stood up for him. Okay, he stood up for him. All right, he defended him. Patty got it. This is what happened, and so many people have this all wrong. I mean, Mike Pence may not have done what you wanted him to do, but Donald Trump said he was a good man. He might be weak. Donald Trump might think that, but he doesn't think he's bad. He doesn't think he's evil when everybody was saying that about him. Okay. This is just dumb. I mean, and then he was saying, "Oh yeah, I agreed that they should hang him." Come on. Stuff is so dumb. This is all the falsehoods of Liz Cheney and what she promoted. Cassidy Hutchinson falsely claimed to have drafted a handwritten note for President Trump on January 6th. Never happened. President Trump did not have intelligence indicating violence on the morning of January 6th. Okay. Cassidy Hutchinson lied about the classification status of documents to disparage Mark Meadows. Representative Cheney and Cassidy Hutchinson attempted to disbar Stephen Passantino. Finding 8, Cassidy Hutchinson misrepresented President Trump's actions at Lafayette Square Park in the summer of 2020. She completely did that. And this was all, as the Select Committee's star witness, Hutchinson's testimony formed the basis of the committee's false but most enduring claims against President Trump, the report states. Without Hutchinson's altered testimony, it is unlikely the Select Committee could make its assertions about President Trump's mood, attitude, and alleged culpability in the events of January 6th, the report continues. Hutchinson is mentioned by name in the Select Committee's final report no fewer than 185 times. Again, this is all from the report, okay? Inexplicably, the select committee discredited the multitude of legitimate witnesses who, under oath, reportedly refuted Hutchinson's testimony. Do you guys remember that? I mean, they kept promoting this Cassidy Hutchinson stuff when so many people were saying it was wrong. It's just like when they did the whole thing about President Trump, the suckers and losers in the military. And he had all these people saying he never said that. And then they used their, reliable sources, as Brian Stelter would call them, which are unnamed because they're anonymous sources that said this stuff, when all the people who would come out on the record say he didn't say that. This has been, and they're going to do this again. They're going to do more of this witch hunt type of crap. Okay. You guys have got to, constantly be talking to your friends, neighbors, and relatives and refuting this garbage. The evidence is overwhelming that the select committee violated House rules, deleted documents in the final days of the 117th Congress, and had predetermined partisan outcome it was committed to convey, regardless of facts. The select committee's blatant disregard for the truth in Hutchinson's false statements, accepted by the select committee as fact, erode all credibility of the select committee's final report. So the entire report is crap. It's all crap. And now good old Liz Cheney is going to be under investigation if she doesn't magically get pardoned by Joe Biden, which I think could happen. And Joe Biden doesn't have the mental capability really to pardon her on his own. So, some deep state operative, some Obama shill that's in the White House and connected to the White House is going to be the one doing this crap. And Joe Biden's just going to be forced to sign it. It's all so stupid. Anyways, I get frustrated. I get excited. I get frustrated, folks. You know me. I do. And there's so many other good things going on. In fact, here, there was a piece of news. Let me see if I can find it for you here really quick, because it was really good. Let's see. Where did it go? Oh, here. I'll just look up the person who posted it, and I will get you this other bit of good breaking news, because why not? You're on here, and let's get you some other stuff. So you guys did know, I don't know if you guys knew this, but President Trump has sued the Des Moines Register. Do you remember the Seltzer poll, a 17 off by 17-point poll? Yeah. Anyways, I think it was actually more than 17 points, because he won Iowa by, I said he was going to win Iowa by double digits, which he did, 14. And I think they showed him losing by 17. So what? They were off by over 30 points. Oh, here's the big one I wanted to get to you. Police in Aurora, Colorado have detained 14 people at the apartment complex taken over by Tren de Aragua after a string of violent home invasions. They even found victims tied up and stabbed. I thought, wait, the mainstream media told us that wasn't really happening. And now the police in Aurora have just detained 14 people at the apartment complex, people tied up and stabbed. So again, Trump was right. Trump says this thing, about the cats, about the gang members, about all this stuff, the whales and the windmills in the ocean, right about all this stuff. The mainstream media has destroyed itself in all credibility. That's why their ratings are off so much, off by like 50% post-election. CNN, MSNBC, 33% and 40 some odd percent, actually, to be precise. So it's awesome. Folks, it's really great. Hey, go check out my other sponsor too, MyPillow, Mike Liddell at MyPillow.com. Use promo code Lumberjack for big savings. Get yourself the MyPillow 2.0, the sheets, whatever. Mike's a great patriot. He's done a super job. So I know I always encourage you to support the parallel economy, and I bring up my sponsors. You don't have to. I mean, it's not just my sponsors. I've got a few, and I've got some links down below you can use, affiliate links. But if you've got another conservative podcaster you watch, and they've got a product that you like, I mean, we need to support each other. Our dollar is the last thing that they really care about. Okay, they care about your money. They want it. They view you as like human batteries working for the machine. And so they want your blood, sweat, and tears, and they want your dollars. So give them to people who actually like you. You can call My Pillow at 1-800-568-2865. Again, that's 1-800-568-2865. And then Matt at Verity Metals is 480-717-9081. So go check them out. Thank you so much for listening. I'm so excited, that the truth of January 6th continues to come out. What they've done to those people is absolutely appalling. It's appalling. It's disgusting. And now we've got Target of all places hanging up Merry Christmas signs. Doesn't mean I'm going shopping at Target tomorrow, but I mean, there's so many things going right in terms of the culture and where that's shifting, especially again, we find out another problem with the shooter in Wisconsin and another radicalized, demented leftist. You can go check out the news on that. I'm not going to cover that ad nauseum. I mean, I've read enough about it. I mean, her writings are really disturbed. She went by Sam online. She did have a boyfriend, but it was just all weird. They've got these kids so wrapped around the axle, so mentally disturbed. It's sad. And I know that people get to take responsibility for their own actions, but you have influencing forces out there that are doing terrible things to our children. Okay. Anyways. Yeah. Oh, that's it. Thank you, Dan. Thank you. I forget. Yeah, it was a 17-point shift from our last prediction. Thank you, Dan, for correcting me and bringing that to light. I was trying to remember all the numbers on the Seltzer poll. I mean, yeah, it shifted 17 points. That's what it was. Anyways, you guys are great. Thank you. I didn't have it up in front of me. Anyways, I love you all. Keep fighting the good fight. All right. Peace out.